Welcome back to Fridays in Athens. We are here at Slaughter Field as the Athens Academy Spartans sealed the victory here at home 59-21 over East Jackson. We're joined by running back Jamari Welch. Jamari, you guys knew you had to get the win tonight in order to secure a spot in the playoffs next week. How does it feel to earn a playoff spot on your home field and to keep your season alive?
It feels so great. Much relief off my shoulders and the team.
And earlier this week, you said your goal was hitting 1,000 yards. That was your big goal for the season.
Sir.
You did that in the third quarter tonight. What's that like to achieve that goal?
It feels great, but I got to thank my line. All my credit go to my line. It feels so good to have a good line just like that.
Absolutely. You guys coming into a huge game. Coach Alexander said on Wednesday you have to embrace that pressure. What was the team's mentality and what was that atmosphere in the locker room before tonight's game?
Run fast, go hard, make every tackle, just discipline, and stay honest with ourselves. Shit.
Yeah, and y'all certainly did that.
Yes, sir.
Certainly did. Jamari, thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us. Congrats on the win. We'll be back with more Fridays in Athens right after this.
Sure.
Welcome back to Fridays in Athens here at Slaughter Field, and we're now joined by cornerback and wide receiver Austin McGee. Austin, you guys knew you had to get the win tonight in order to secure the playoff spot next week. How does it feel to keep your season alive and go into the first round?
It feels good. We had a goal tonight, come out and win by a lot, do it for our seniors, do it for myself and my teammates, and it's just our last time, possibly our last time playing on Slaughter Field as seniors, us together, so we just had to make sure it was come out with a bang.
And Austin, obviously defense comes out hot in that first half. You were able to contribute an interception as well. Can you walk us through what you saw in that play, how you made that read?
It was they were in trips. We were in cover 2, and I had to read 2 to 1. 2 ran a wheel and 1 went inside, so I just sat in my zone, and then he just threw it number 1, and I was just there to make the play.
Absolutely. And looking ahead, you guys go to play Columbia that first round of the playoffs. What does that preparation look like next week, and what's the team's mentality heading into that game?
We got to play hard. It's either you win or you go home. So
that's right.
First round, so we got to go play.
You play both offense and defense, and you play special teams and also you exerted a lot of energy. What's the post-game meal tonight going to be?
I don't know. Mama made something good, hopefully.
Mama made something good.
Can't beat moms.
Well, Austin, thank you for your time. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with more Friday Nights in Athens right after this with running back Jeremiah Wingfield. Welcome back to Fridays in Athens as Athens Academy seals the victory here at home over East Jackson 59-21. We're now joined by running back Jeremiah Wingfield. Jeremiah, it was a cold night, but you and Jamari were still able to handle the load offensively. What is the challenges of a running back when it's cold like that, just hanging on to the football?
Coach always tell us, keep the ball up, ball to 10, just run hard. That's all we focus on. We ain't worried about, fumbling. We just going, getting down here, and that's what we talk.
Right. We saw a lot of fumbles tonight, not just on your side, but also on the Eagles side. That fumble recovery touchdown that you had early on in the game was a really big game changer for y'all. What was that like? Can you describe that moment for me?
Coach always say enthusiasm breeds enthusiasm, and it provided an energy change, and we know from that point it was over with.
Definitely.
That's the first couple of plays. That's how you figure out who's gonna win that game, and that's what we did.
Yeah. So going into halftime, you guys are winning, but you still weren't fully out of this game yet. What was the conversation like with the coach and your team at halftime?
It's always keep fighting. We seen something wasn't working, so we had to adjust to it and just keep making plays and just don't let off.
All right. So you guys had a big home win here tonight. Congrats on the win. You're going off to the playoffs. You're going to play Columbia next week as an away game. What's that like for you guys? What's your mental state at right now?
We just got to battle. We barely made the surface. We just got to battle. You know it's going to be a hard-fought game. They got some players, or we got some players. If we play together, communicate, and play as a team, I feel we can do big things.
Yeah.
You're another guy that plays all 3 phases of the game, offense, defense, and special teams. You got the battle scars all over your jersey and your helmet here also. So you exerted a lot of energy. What's the post-game meal going to be tonight?
I don't know. My mama cooking. She cooked good. So.
That's what Austin said too. Mama's got something good cooking tonight. We'll see.
Yes,
well, they're out here supporting you guys in the cold. They're going home. They're going to cook you guys something warm.
Oh, yeah.
So we love our supporters. And thank you so much for joining us here.
Yeah, Jeremiah, thank you for your time. Congrats on the win. We'll see you next week. Play against Columbia.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Fridays in Athens. We'll be right back with more right after this. Welcome back to Fridays in Athens. We are here post-game at Slaughter Field as Athens Academy handily defeats East Jackson 59-21. And guys, we mentioned in the pregame show, East Jackson coming in with a 6-game winning streak, but Athens Academy seals the deal at home, dominates in all phases of the game. Jackson, what did Athens Academy do tonight that was really well, and what are they looking forward to next week?
Well, they had a momentum shift. I mean, they came out the gate swinging. That was what Coach Alexander said they had to do on Wednesday. He said we got to embrace the pressure of a big game, and we got to control it early. That's exactly what they did. Fumble recoveries, interceptions, forcing turnovers, and not allowing, that Eagles offense to get their stride going as they have the past 6 games. They controlled it out of the gate. One thing they've got to improve before playoffs, though, is they got to get the pass game going. Hampton Johnson only 2 completions, both to Austin McGee for 60 yards. You're going to need more than that when you start facing better teams like Columbia.
They're going to need more Austin McGee's out there if they're going to go off far in this playoff series. So, like you said tonight, they did a really good job. We had Jeremiah Wingfield with the fumble recoveries. It was a huge momentum changer for the game. We just had him on set here, and the coach really emphasized enthusiasm, and he even said, that was the biggest thing in the game that notified them that they were going to win this, and it worked.
Clear shift.
Cleared.
Yeah. We've seen this Athens Academy team up and down all season, and 59 points, I'm not entirely sure, fact-checking it, but it might be the most points they scored all season. Not entirely sure, but it's definitely up there. So now they go next week, take on Columbia on the road. And then we move to Athens Christian, a team that we were hopefully getting the first victory of the season tonight, but Trey's got some unfinished business.
I remember somebody saying they had $10.
That's also
was it Andrew Hamilton?
He meant Andrew Jackson. He said Andrew Hamilton, and none of us called him out.
Whoever the president is mine now.
So Athens Christian is going to be taking on Prince Avenue next week, the Wolverines. Sadly, they fell tonight. I was wrong. Besides you, were wrong about Athens Christian trying to get their first win.
We go to UGA. We know our president.
So, they're going to be faced. They have their young quarterback. We got Layden Bryson, and Aaron Philo. So, it's a really, really stark difference there between their 2 quarterbacks, between the 2 teams. There's not much to say going into next Friday for them, but they got to finish out their season, and it looks hopeful for Prince Avenue.
I think, like she said, there's a stark difference there. Experience is the biggest difference. Like we know they have the young quarterback over at Athens Christian. Aaron Philo, the Georgia Tech commit, he has a lot more experience, and it might show in that game, but we have yet to see that. However, the most important thing I think that they got here, they finally scored the ball. They have not scored.
They scored twice
first, and they scored 14 points.
They got something.
If you do the math, that's half of what they scored this entire season, so that's a positive point to take into such a big game against Prince.
That's awesome for them.
Ride the momentum. Give me the Eagles.
Ride them.
You never know. They got to play the game.
Golden Eagles for the win, man.
Fly, Eagles, fly. But Prince Avenue dominating tonight, 49-3 over Social Circle, so they're taking that momentum into Athens Christian next week as Prince Avenue looks to defend their state championship title. And Clark Central, a team that we were all surprised that didn't make the postseason, but they beat the brakes off of Winder Barrow tonight, 46-7. So Clark Central, even though not getting in the playoff, end their season on a good note. But we moved to North Oconee, another team with state championship aspirations. They beat Cherokee Bluff tonight, 34-7. So Trey, for North Oconee, they're looking to get past the hump. State Final Four the past 2 years. Who do they play in the first round in their road to a state title?
So they'll be hosting again this year. They're going to host Pace Academy. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a good one. They're going to rely heavily, like we said, the same thing tonight. They're going to rely heavily on their people. Obviously, our other partners here covering Friday nights will know a little bit more about what happened tonight. However, even so, we know that take Titshaw, Landon Rowland, you have Max Wilson, you have Harrison Faulkner, and a host of other guys. They have a lot of guys that are going to hope to lead them to a state championship. They want to get over that hump this year, but it starts with Pace Academy.
I also think it's a big factor in their success as their coach. Coach Arndt is a huge factor for them this season. They got obviously the talent, but that obviously starts with the coach. So I think that's a very good point to bring up and just to mention.
Yeah, Coach Arndt has got those Titans rolling as usual. Second straight season being undefeated in the regular season, and we go right down the road to Oconee County. Even though they win last night, it was still kind of up in the air in how they were going to place in the region, but it seemed like it was secure with the Monroe area and Hart County game. How did that go?
So Monroe area ended up coming out with the 23-14 win over Hart County. So with that, Now Oconee County will host next week. They will host Douglas.
Big deal.
They're going to host, and obviously that's huge for them. Last year they made a Cinderella run from one of the lower seeds. This year they're going to host a little bit more. So now hopefully they'll have some of that same success from last year. But it's going to, again, just like it's going to start with Douglas, but now they have the ability to bring people into Watkinsville and hope their crowd comes in rowdy, and hopefully they can make another big run after a slow start to the season.
Yeah, Trey, you mentioned it. Last season, Oconee County with that Cinderella run, they won 3 games on the road to start the state playoffs before losing to Cedar Grove in the state Final Four. So now being able to host the game, now Stevens County is the 1 seed, Oconee County is the 2 seed, and Monroe area is the 3 seed, right?
Yes.
And then Hart County is the 4 seed. So crazy end of the season for Oconee County. So it's going to be interesting to see how far the Warriors can go this year without a lot of their seniors from last year.
At this point, I think the C in the OCHS stands for Cinderella.
We'll see. Maybe a repeat run.
Never know.
Jackson, who is the team to watch, you think, going into it from Region 8? Who's the team to watch in this playoffs?
I think Oconee is a great one to mention. I think they didn't perform as well as they could have. They weren't healthy all season, so they were missing a lot of their players. But now we see the 42-7 win last night. You mentioned Cinderella run in the playoffs. Speaking with Coach Hall earlier in the season, he said we might not win a game in non-region play, but when it comes to region play and the playoffs, our team will be ready. So he took that time to prepare his team. They seem to be peaking. I think the Warriors are the team to watch. And, of course, I've been saying from the beginning of this season, North Oconee is going to be the state championship, and you can put money on that. I lost $2 tonight, but I don't stop there.
Double or nothing.
So
You'll get your money back.
Keep it going next week. But I think both of those Watkinsville teams are teams to look out for.
Yeah, Oconee's getting hot at the right time.
I think I'm with him on the North Oconee thing. No, I think them and Benedictine, if I'm saying it correctly, I think that's the 4A state championship.
We'll find them deep in the playoffs for sure.
Are we all on the Titan train?
We're all on that Titan walk. We're all over that Titan walk.
Get you some.
Get you some. Get you some.
Get you some.
Well, it was certainly a fun show tonight. Athens Academy once again sealing the victory here at home, 59-21 over East Jackson with Trevyn Gray, Jackson Rowland, and Brooke Evans. I'm Rafa Cruz. Thank you to our producer, Meadow, Barrow, for such a great job as always. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll see you next week for the state playoffs.